One killed as shots fired amid arrest of Ammon Bundy and 7 others in Oregon. What's going on, guys? Make Hail Electric. It is Saturday, the 30th of January, 2016. Going to be a difficult video to make. After days of sitting here and watching the footage over and over of LaVoy Finicum being murdered by the FBI, murdered, that is my opinion. That's the conclusion I come to after watching this video, dragging it into various video editors, blowing it up, sharpening, brightness, contrast. The man was murdered, in my opinion, after taking a long look at the video. This will be a video response, by the way, to LaVoy points out the person that takes the first shot by Call of Duty Goddess. You really want to check her video out. Only 3 minutes long, pretty much sums it up. I agree. I'll give you the article from RT, in case you're not aware of what's going on. Ammon Bundy, the leader of the armed group occupying Federal Wildlife Refuge in Burns, Oregon, and several others have been arrested by law enforcement amid gunfire, according to the FBI. I will put a backup link. Ammon Bundy and Ryan Bundy arrested in Oregon. One militant dies in shootout with law enforcement. Militant, huh? We told you this years ago, that patriotic Americans, the Patriot Act, the NDAA, everything that they put in place will be turned against the American people. That from Think Progress, by the way. Now we got FBI releases video footage of LaVoy Finicum shooting, that from the Oregon Live. And I will put a link to the FBI YouTube channel, complete unedited video of joint FBI OSP Operation 1/26/2016. People have been pointing out, and yes, it is true that the date on the video is wrong in the upper left-hand corner. They could have done that just because the drone had the wrong date programmed into it, or maybe they did that just to mess with the conspiracy people so that we'd all be arguing over what's real and what's not real while everybody loses focus of what this whole thing was about. Or maybe the video was all staged. I don't know. My heart tells me that LaVoy Finicum died. Tell me what you think. We got eyewitness account of LaVoy Finicum's murder by federal agents. 12 minutes long. Pull that video up. This is a woman, Victoria Sharp. She was in the car when LaVoy jumped out with his hands up or his hands to his side. You can clearly see his hands out to the side or up. Because of the angle of the drone footage, it's difficult to say. But his hands were up when he exited that car. Now, you might say it was stupid of him to take off from the initial stop. I would agree with you. However, if he felt his life was in danger, if he felt like the FBI was going to kill him right there on the road and everyone in that vehicle, we don't know why he took off. Maybe he was in fear for his life. But listen to this eyewitness testimony as you're watching the FBI video. I believe her story. Her story almost matches up perfectly to the video. Pull them up side by side. You tell me. Also got additional reports on the shooting of LaVoy Finicum. These people were in the second car, the Jeep, that did stop and stayed stopped. They speculate that LaVoy, apparently the story that they're hearing, charged at the officers when he jumped out of the truck. If you watch the video, he did no such thing. He got out with his hands either to his sides or up. You can clearly see his hands. Now, they say, well, he was reaching for a weapon. Was he reaching for a weapon? Or was he being reacted to being shot? I've never been shot, but I can imagine my first instinct is not going to keep my hands in the air. And if he was going for a weapon, why didn't he exit the truck with his weapon? Why jump out and put your hands up and then go for a weapon? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'll put a link to that. We got Pacific Patriots Network. Call to action. PPN condemns the violent action taken by the Harnett County Sheriff, along with the FBI in the shooting death of LaVoy Finicum. Put a link to that. There's also a GLP thread, 30 pages long. A lot of information over there if you want to go through that. The Missouri 8th Congressional District website asks the question, was LaVoy Finicum a domestic terrorist? I'll put a link to this. In my opinion, no, he was not. He's about as far as you can get to the other side. He's an American patriot, in my opinion, who got involved in this because of what the BLM is doing to our ranchers, stealing more and more of their land. Just Google what BLM is doing to ranchers. There's all kinds of evidence out there. I believe this man's heart was pure. I believe he got into it because he wanted to expose what the BLM is doing. I believe he was murdered by law enforcement. That's what I take away from all this. The man who was killed by the FBI shootout in Oregon was a rancher and foster parent to 50 boys. This being reported by MSN News. Domestic terrorist? I think not. I will put an interview, exclusive Oath Keeper's interview with LaVoy Finicum at Malheur Refuge Center Check it out. 18 minutes long. Listen to what the man had to say. That man is dead now. Killed by law enforcement, in my opinion, for sticking up for the most righteous cause. Standing up and saying, hey, you know what? It's not right that the Hammonds had to go back to jail for a second time. It's not right what the BLM is doing to our ranchers. Rest in peace. In fact, Jordan Page wrote a song. Jordan Page, ballad of LaVoy Finicum, Cowboys Stand for Freedom. 5 minutes, great song. Brought me to tears several times. I will also put at the bottom what's currently going on at the refuge after all this mess. Apparently there's 4 people at the time I'm making this video. There's still 4 people up there who are refusing to leave, you know. I have a bad feeling that we're going to see, you know, I hope we don't see, but their only option is to surrender at this point. None of us wants to see any more bloodshed. I will put a link to Defend Your Base. That is the live streamer out there. However, one video at the bottom, Monograph's video, he does make an excellent point. How is it that they even have a signal to broadcast out there unless the FBI wanted you to see what's happening? The whole talent release thing, I don't know what's up with that. I'm sure people are going to leave comments about that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on at that ranch. I don't know if those people are real or if this is all staged or what's going on with that. But Monty does make some great points. How did they have an internet signal out of there? Still have an internet signal out of there. Check out his video, 18 minutes. I don't agree with all of it, but we're not all going to agree on everything. What I take away from all this, you know, were there federal infiltrators, people with ulterior motives? I'm sure there were. This thing has so many different elements to it. But I believe in the original element. I believe in people trying to bring attention to what the federal government is doing to our ranchers in order to further the New World Order agenda. That's what I take away from it. I appreciate the people who went out there and brought attention to this problem. Even the people in that town. I watched several of those town hall meetings up there. There were people who were saying they were afraid to speak out against the BLM because they were afraid of what the BLM might do to them. How's that quote go? When the government fear the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. No one in that room should be afraid to speak because of what the federal government might do to them. Please tell me your thoughts on all this. Please rate the video. Please pass it around. Make people aware. In my opinion, LaVoy Finicum was an American patriot who stood up for what he believed in. And I believe in what he believed in. And he was murdered because of it. You guys take care. Stay safe. I will see you on the next one.